Hey, how's it going, everybody? And welcome to another exciting episode of Channel X. Um, Happy Friday. Good morning. We're actually doing this early in the morning and I'll explain to you why that is. But it's Friday, Good Friday, I should say, because this weekend is Easter. Happy Easter to you all. I'm Tom Dog 247. As always, I'm Tom Dog all day and Tom Dog all night. Woo, baby! All right, so we're here. Happy Easter. Happy Easter weekend. Um, I hope everybody has a happy and safe one. Um, be careful out there when you're out um, Easter egg hunting for your young ones. Not much to talk about. Pretty much going to be a laid-back episode here today. A lot of good, a lot of stuff happening. Of course, we all know about the return of the hit sitcom Roseanne. We're actually going to be talking a little bit about that. Also, and that's pretty much it. Pretty much. Um, so it's going to be fun, and of course, my favorite time of the year, April Fool's Day. I have a lot of I always have a lot of fun on April Fool's Day, so uh, it's good. It's really good. Um, let's get started with the shout outs and everything like that. We always like doing that. Um, Big shout out over to my friends over at Gaming Pros and Otherwise and Gamer Geeks over on Facebook. If you have not yet checked that out, do so. It's a lot of fun.
Nope.
Tell them that Tom Dog sent you. All that good things. My good friend Jen, Hall of Famer, Channel X Hall of Famer. Jen, how's it going? I hope you have a wonderful Easter. And also, big shout out to my good friend, the lovely Marissa. How's it going? Hope she's watching today. Even though I'm doing the episode in the butt crack of dawn. Pretty much. It's like it's starting to brighten up outside, but you won't see it because number one, I had the blind down, and number two, it's raining. So it's cloudy and foggy. So so but yeah, big shout out to her. Plugs. We always like doing the plugs, cheap plugs and everything like that. Not the hair plugs, Lordos. I don't need them. Facebook, Loot Crate. If you have not yet subscribed to Loot Crate, you're missing out on some awesome stuff. I'm actually wearing one of the items on the unboxing that I did the other day, like I always do after after every unboxing. And got some other cool nifty items that I can actually show you because they're all right next to me. This one here, I'm actually giving this to my good friend Marissa, my best friend Marissa. My rock, make sure I behave myself. So, it's a Simpsons keychain, 25th anniversary keychain, squishy. So that's really cool. And I forgot to give that to her the other night. Also, we have the Dragon Die Keeper for Dungeons and Dragons. There we go. Getting the shot there. There you go. That one's actually really cool. Goes great with my dragon collection. Also, the Sonic the Hedgehog figurine here. And everything. So, look at that. Peekaboo. So, we had a lot of fun doing that unboxing and everything, and it was actually really cool. And if you missed out on it,
LJT.
if you missed out on it, that's your fault. But don't miss out on this next one, because the theme for that one is artifacts. So we got a lot of cool stuff from Legend of Zelda, and Dark Crystal, also as well too. So a lot of good things. And It's a lot of fun. So be sure you go on lootcrate.com today. And actually, while you're watching this video, and I see one person already watching, so that person who's watching right now, while you're watching me, go on Loot Crate and subscribe to that wonderful, wonderful box that you get every single month. And it's loaded with a lot of great goodies, and it's worth the price that you paid for. Sorry, I'm having some coffee and everything. Also, Funko.com. Checked out their website as well too. You get the subscription boxes and everything. They're really, really awesome. You'd be glad you did. And of course, just a reminder that this episode is brought to you by M&J Video Games and Collectibles. Trade in your old video games and consoles, from retro video games, accessories, and systems. You can also trade in your DVD box sets, Blu-rays, also sports cards and novelty items, as well as wrestling collectibles and autographed items, spanning from sports, wrestling, and actors. They're located here in Connecticut, and if you happen to be in the Connecticut area and you want to check out these wonderful stores, there's a couple of locations that you can check out. And for directions that you can go to, you can check it out on their, and as well as the list of events that are that they have going on there. You can check it out at their website at mjvideogamesandcollectibles.com. All right, so once again, good morning. Hope everybody has their coffee like I do. Hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful weekend ahead of them. You know, start your weekend right with a cup of coffee on me. So, just don't pour it on me because coffee tends to get a little bit hot. Iced coffee, that's all right. So, and that was the shittiest joke I will ever say on this episode. Notice how I said on this episode and not ever. Because I'm a lot funnier than that. I'm just not trying. I have no intentions on it. So, this episode is going to be relatively short. I was supposed to do this episode last night, Thursday, as we always do. Unfortunately, this was actually my fault. What happened was I fell asleep. I took a little nap, and that little nap turned out to be my nap turned out to be taking longer than usual. And by waking up from my nap, I just woke up from my nap. That's how early. That's how late I came, and I basically completely forgot all about it. And I'm like, I was supposed to do a show, and I'm looking at my clock and everything like that, and I'm like, oh shit, I forgot to do the show. So because of all that, I So, because of that, I didn't have a top 5 prepared. I'm sorry. I know everybody looks forward to that. And, so yeah, I'm a bad boy. So, I am going to, you know, this episode is going to be relatively short, as you saw from the description. Talk a little bit about the return of Roseanne. It was actually, you know, there were some mixed reactions coming into this, and rightfully so, because when they 24 hours after the premiere, they went and did the video. There was talks all about it on social media and everything like that. Aside from the high ratings that they received, it was over 18. In the Nielsen ratings. Which means million, you know, like highest watched return in his pretty high rating. It's a, you know, because Roseanne's a very great show and everything, and you can't really. Can I at least drive? Because I don't want no scratches or anything like that until I make it to Mount Gilead. And this is the quickest route. Anyways. So the show wasn't that bad. The return, the first episode, is the one I want to talk more about, because that was the one that was, that one was the one that got the most attention, because apparently I guess there were 2 episodes, that night. And so it was pretty good. However, it didn't feel like a return. And it started with the opening. Like the very first scene, where Roseanne and Dan are in the bed, and I was disappointed. I was really disappointed, because all the returning cast members did not get that. Hey, I remember him or her. I was like, hey, welcome back, you know, hey. You know, and you know, do that, you know, they walk into the door like, hey guys. And then all of a sudden the audience goes nuts and said, hey. I thought they would do that with Roseanne and John Goodman. They didn't. They didn't do that to them. And the only one that remotely got the huge pop throughout the whole night, which I'll talk about in just a minute. But yeah, none of the returning cast members got that welcome back clap, you know, like in, you know, on Fuller House on Netflix, they got every returning cast member got that ovation, and on the very first episode back, and a lot of other shows that make the return and everything, and say, hey, I remember them and everything, and then they clap and everything, you know, all that good shit. Hey, good morning there, Scott. How are ya? Yes, I'm actually doing this show late this morning. I was like, I'm having a cup of coffee, so this is going to be a relatively short episode tonight. Anyways, but yeah, it was crazy. It was literally crazy that I was a little bit disappointed that they didn't get that return welcome back um, reception, and I was a little bit disappointed in that. The only one that got the hue by Sarah Chalk. Good morning, Marissa. How are ya? What are you doing up this early? I'm kidding. It's like, yeah, I'm actually doing, you know, believe it or not, Marissa, I'm actually doing the show now. As soon as I, so you didn't miss much. By the way, when I see you today, hang out and run errands and whatnot, I have to give this to you. You forgot it, so remind me. I bring that to you. So yeah, Sarah Chalk was the guest star, and it was still pretty good because the fourth wall, you know, they broke the fourth wall, and I'm kind of a stickler for fourth wall breaking and everything like that. And you know, I noticed something, that a lot of shows that we grew up watching, whether the shows came in from the 80s or 90s, they make success. You know, they make a lot of, you know, they return like 20 years later. You know, they return like years later on either on the same channel or primarily on Netflix or Hulu. And that, you know, that's kind of weird. That's kind of weird that, you know, like a lot of these iconic characters have been, that you've seen on your local television station, goes into, you know, you remember that person, then all of a sudden you're seeing them online, pretty much doing the same things but with a new edge and everything like that. Anywho, I'm gonna keep quiet now. Scott knows what I'm talking about. And yeah, you know, it's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. And you know, I forgot what's going. Oh yeah, the Return of Roseanne. So yeah, I found that kind of strange that Sarah Chalk was the only one that got the huge pop, on that episode. And you know, it's nothing wrong with it. Everybody likes Sarah. You know, everybody does. Apparently does like Sarah Chalk. I don't know what else she's done after she was the second Becky in Roseanne. But other than that, but it was still good. You know, it was okay. The only thing that really didn't make it feel like a good, you know, like a classic Roseanne episode was the fact that they were really pushing the, like, who voted, you know, the two main characters, Roseanne and her character sibling, what the hell? I forgot. Uh-oh. Okay, so sorry for the spoilers. Sorry for the spoiler alert. I do apologize, but I do have to talk. I do have to talk about it. You might want to go on. You might want to mute me for a minute. um, but Roseanne and her sister were arguing about, who they were who they were voting for and everything. Who they voted for in the election and everything, and it was. Alrighty. Um, but the constant back and forth between who they were voting for did not make it seem like a good, like a classic Roseanne episode. And it was weird. It was weird seeing that. And I was like, I wasn't entertained. I hate. Oh, okay. Apparently, I heard about it too, but I heard it through Twitter that everybody was making a big deal about, Roseanne's a Trump supporter, and I'm like, you know what? A lot of iconic sitcom characters, they usually do a storyline where, where they do that one episode where they talk, politics or whatever, and sometimes they'll say, oh, I voted for this guy, I voted for this guy, or whatever. A lot of classic shows like that always seem to, always do that, and it's not common. So I mean, I didn't have a problem. It's like, but a lot of people were making a big deal that I'm not gonna watch it because Roseanne Connor's a Trump supporter, and I'm like, you know what? That a lot of people would be making the same big deal if Obama was still president, and say, and the roles were reversed and everything like that. I'm like, it's not a big deal. It doesn't really make that big of a difference who voted for whom. Okay, just as long as you voted, that's all that really matters. But in this episode, they like during the second half of the show, it was, oh, he's making it great again. They were doing all these jokes, hinting, not mentioning their names or anything like that, but they were basically just, we all knew who they voted for. So it didn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. But like joke after joke after joke, like during that second half, it was like, oh, he's making America great again. And she was trying, oh, lie this, lie that, fake news, and all that. I'm like, what the hell? What the hell? I'm like, why? And it's like maybe one or two jokes here and there, maybe like one or two jokes here and there. But this went on for like, I don't know how many minutes. It was like maybe like five minutes into the 5 minutes into the episode, and I'm like, during that bit, and I'm like, that's a little excessive. But again, that's, I mean, that it really was a little too excessive. And to be quite honest with you, I only laughed at a few jokes, but it didn't feel like a Roseanne episode. It really did not feel like a nostalgic Roseanne episode. But then when Becky came in, when Becky came back, and she she came in and everything, did that, um, did her little thing, subplot and everything like that. Um, that was really, that was good. That part there reminded me of a classic Roseanne episode. But the over excessiveness on the politics was way too much. It really was. It was way too much. Um, and as I said, that the returning cast, um, I was glad to see them back on the screen, back on the TV screen. Um, it was great. It was absolutely, it was great. All right, Scott, take care, man. Sorry for the spoilers, but it was too it was too excessive. But I think I was a little disappointed that they didn't get that reception that they should have received um whenever we saw the returning cast members. And that was a huge letdown. As I said, the only one that have the only one that pretty much received a good welcome back reception was Sarah Chalk, and I was like, really, you know, it's like that's the one that gets the huge pop, and not not even Roseanne got that huge pop, which I was surprised. Even Sarah Gilbert and didn't get that huge response either, and hell, even John Goodman didn't get. As I said, all the returning cast members did not get that reception. But it is what it is, I guess. Yes, I'm about to drive out the mountain, so get back on here. That's that bar that you're seeing on the side there. Um, I do this every week. I pick a car at random, and I throw it off the cliff. It's a recurring thing that I do. But anyways, the second episode. Now that one there should have been the return. The return. Because that one reminded me of a classic Roseanne episode, and I actually liked that second episode more than I did the first episode, if you can believe that. So, overall, it was overall it was pretty good and everything, and but it is what it is, I suppose. So, but it's good to see Roseanne back. I'm glad. It's nice to see a classic sitcom back on the screen. That's not on Netflix or Hulu. So, I mean, it's good. So, we'll see how well we'll see how well it does and everything. So I actually got a letter from my old stomping grounds, which I plug as I talk about constantly on my show, and other videos that I've done, which is Sky Cable, channel 13, and I actually got a nice little invitation, and I'll read some of it. On April 15th, 1998, Sky Cable 13 Incorporated received the permit to manage community television in the Greater Waterbury area. To celebrate our 20th anniversary, we are holding an open house for all producers, access users, elected officials, and viewers from our franchise area. So, guess who's going to be there? Me. So I am going to make a personal appearance on there, and actually I'm going to make a verbal RSVP. So that's part of my um, my runs later on today, and everything. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be really great. It's gonna be really great, and I'm actually gonna have a great time with that. 20 years of the place that I grew up in. You know, pretty much where I got my start. Um, 19, 1998. Um, was actually a really great year. Um, that's when I started integrating storylines on my Wrestling Prime show that I'd done, and we had a blast. We really had a blast and everything. I loved it. I absolutely loved it, and you know, I started Wrestling Prime in 1996, in October of '96, and this is when the Monday Night Wars was starting to come in, and Hulk Hogan turned heel at that time, and Steve Austin was making a name for himself at that time, and it was a great time to be a wrestling fan, and my show came my my show Wrestling Prime came at the right time. It came at the right time, and everything. It was one of the most talked about shows that we ever done, and my show still that show still holds the record of most nominations for a cable access award and didn't win a single trophy. That's right. I am the Susan Lucci of award shows, and it's sad because Leonardo DiCaprio got his award a few years back. Susan Lucci got hers several years back, and me, not a damn trophy. I'm pushing for less. but um but it was great. But we still had a lot of fun and everything, and I'm actually honored to be a part of this, to be going to this event, and maybe maybe there'll be some video footage, but we don't. But I can't say, so I have to. That's why I gotta go see him later. See my boss, my old boss, later on today. Because I have a few tricks up my sleeve, and it's something I want to do. It's something I've been meaning to do for a long time now, and I want to see if we can actually do that. So, but we're gonna have a great time with it. Because I would love to do that. Anyways, so yeah. So we'll see what happens and everything. We are going to have a great time with it, I'm sure, and because it's something that I got to do, and I want to do this for him. Do this. So got a lot of have like a little impromptu meeting. So we'll see what happens. So, but yeah, I am going to be a part of that, and I think it's something that I really want, that I'm going to be a part of, and I'm not going to miss that for the world. So it's going to be on the 15th of April. So, but I'll keep everybody posted what's going on. So, all right. So that's pretty much all the time I have for today, and here we go. We're gonna end this by ending this. Whee! Oh my god, it literally hit the tree. So, yeah, this is a relatively short episode. Tonight, not much to talk about, and I didn't do the top. I couldn't do a top 5 because, as I said, I apologize for falling asleep. But you know, I've been sleeping weird hours lately. But you know, glad that insomnia has nothing really to do about it. The car's in the ground, folks. Oh, crap. Oh, man. Alright, there it is, right there. Destroyed the car. So, alright, well, that's all the time I have for today, and we actually had a great time. Everything was relatively short as it is, and everything. So, however, if you check out my Twitter at TomDog247, and also if you missed any of the 40 minutes that we did this show, you can check it out on the YouTube channel immediately following this episode, immediately following the camera being turned off, I should say. And then leave a comment down below what you thought of the Roseanne return. What you thought about the return of Roseanne, what you liked about it, what you didn't like about it. I would love to hear that in the comments down below. And also be sure to remember to hit that like button, hit that alert button, ringy dingy that bell, need a little bit more cowbell, so ring that cowbell and everything. So clang clang that cowbell, and more importantly, more specifically, face hug that subscribe button. We will see you all again here next week. Same Tom Dog time, same Tom Dog channel. Until then, this is Tom Dog saying take care, so long, peace.